Are your tumbled rocks looking more like, dull rocks than the glittering gemstones you dreamed of? You followed all the advice. You've bought the gear. You've waited weeks, maybe even months. And yet, that shine, that brilliant sparkle you see online, it just isn't happening for you. Here's the truth. Some of the most common tips about rock tumbling are actually myths, and they might be ruining your results. These lies are dulling your polish and stealing your shine. Today, we're dragging those fibs into light. I'm exposing the biggest rock tumbling myths, and, more importantly, sharing the real deal secrets that will take your rock polishing from frustrating to fantastic. Get ready to transform your tumbles, because the shine you're dreaming of is achievable. Let's kick things off with one of the most common and damaging myths. That any rocks you find can go into a tumbler and come out polished like a gem. If you started by grabbing every cool looking stone from your yard, the beach, or a trail, you're not alone. But here's the kicker. This idea is a fast track to disappointment. After weeks of tumbling, you might find chipped rocks, pitted surfaces, or even powder where a rock used to be. And that could make you think you did something wrong. The truth is, not all rocks are created equal for tumbling. The best rocks for tumbling are in a 6 to 8 range on the Mohs hardness scale. Stones like jasper, agate, chalcedony, and even petrified wood. These are dense, silica-rich, and hold a polish beautifully. Softer rocks like fluorite or calcite are a bit tricky, and they'll get scratched or pulverized. Porous rocks will soak up the grit and mess up your polish. And cracked rocks often break apart mid-tumble, damaging everything else. So, what's the secret to shine here? Learn to identify high-quality tumbling rocks. Wet your rocks to check for hidden cracks before tumbling. Group rocks by similar hardness using a simple scratch test. Remove any stone that's chipping or wearing fast during the coarse grind. Test out those questionable rocks in small batches first. Know that porous or unknown materials can ruin later stages. The more selective you are, the more consistent your shine will be. There's a common belief that those brilliantly polished rocks you see online must be fake, sprayed with gloss, or coated with wax. Because how could friction and grit create that shine? This kind of thinking leads to shortcuts. People slap on wax or varnish to fake a shine, but that won't fix deep scratches, uneven polish, or a bad finish. Let me be clear. A true, lasting polish comes from a mechanical process that smooths the rock's surface so finely that it reflects light evenly. Think of it like sanding wood. Each grit level removes the marks from the one before, all the way down to the silky finish. So, how do you earn a real shine? Don't skip stages, especially pre-polish. Run each stage long enough, usually about 7 days in a rotary tumbler. Use high-quality polish like aluminum oxide, cerium oxide, or tin oxide. And try burnishing after polishing. Tumble it with ivory soap or borax to remove residue and boost shine. Real shine isn't faked, it's earned. And it's way more satisfying when you know it's the rock's true beauty shining through. Everyone loves a shortcut, but replacing real grit with sand, dirt, or other abrasives? That's a shortcut to failure. Sand is softer, wears smoothly quickly, and won't polish well. Dirt and silt often contain organic junk and uneven particles. The result is dull rocks and wasted time. Proper grit is essential. Silicon carbide is extremely hard and sharp, making it perfect for grinding. Aluminum oxide or cerium oxide deliver the best polish. Use the right grit sizes. Coarse, 60 to 90, medium, 120 to 220, pre-polish, 500 to 600, or an aluminum oxide pre-polish. And last, a polish, which is usually aluminum oxide or cerium oxide. Some tumblers even add an extra step between pre-polish and polish by using 1000 grit for better results. And never reuse grit from one stage to the next. Even a few coarse particles in your polish stage can ruin your finish. Cheap grit substitutes might save you money up front, but they cost you time, results, and frustration in the long run. Here's a myth that sunk more beautiful rocks than you can count. Thinking a quick rinse between stages is good enough. It's not. Even a single grain of coarse grit in your polish stage can cause visible scratches and dull your finish. Think of it like polishing wood with sandpaper that has gravel in it. Total disaster. So, how can you prevent it? Dump your slurry carefully and never down the sink. Let it settle and toss the dry sludge. Rinse those rocks thoroughly. Use a toothbrush and running water. Watch for cracks and pits. Clean the barrel, lid, and seals. Grit loves to hide in all those corners. You'll also want to clean tools, work surfaces, and your hands. Optionally, you can run a burnish cycle with soap before the next grit stage for extra cleaning. Use separate plastic pellets for each stage, or only use clean ones during polish. Ceramic media is easier to clean, but it still needs checking. Thorough cleaning might take 30 to 60 minutes, but it's worth every second to protect your shine. Here's the golden rule to rock tumbling. Every stage prepares the surface for the next. If you rush one or skip it, you'll see it in the final polish. Most tumbling guides teach a 4-stage process: coarse, medium, fine, and polish. It works, but sometimes it's not enough. If you follow the 4 steps perfectly and your results are just okay, you might think there's nothing more you can do. But sometimes a great polish requires going beyond the basics. Some people extend their pre-polish by adding a 1000 grit step before polish. Others use higher quality polish materials like cerium oxide or tin oxide for those really troublesome rocks. And then there's the secret weapon. Burnishing after the polish stage with soap or borax can remove residue and boost the final shine. Adding ceramic or plastic media to the polish stage ensures even coverage and helps prevent damage. And letting your polish stage run a few extra days can make all the difference, especially in rotary tumblers. Think of the 4 stages as your foundation, but don't be afraid to go beyond them when your rocks need it. I go deeper into advanced polish methods, multi-stage grid setups, and tricky materials in my advanced rock tumbling video. So check that out if you're ready to level up your results. So there you have it, some of the biggest rock tumbling lies totally busted. Not just every rock is a good candidate. Real shine isn't faked, it's earned. Cheap grit substitutes just don't cut it. Cleaning is not optional, it's essential. And sometimes 4 stages aren't enough. Rock tumbling is part science, part patience, and part paying attention. When you use the right techniques, the transformation from raw stone to polished gem feels like magic. And now you have the keys to unlock them. Which of these myths surprised you the most? Or do you have a secret tumbling tip that changed your results? Drop a comment below. I read every one, and your advice might help someone else on their journey. If you found this video helpful and want to unlock even more rock tumbling techniques, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Subscribe here at Willow's Southwest Studio for deep dives, advanced lapidary tips, and rock polishing guides each week. More myth-busting videos and step-by-step tutorials are on the way. Alright my friends, once again, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till next time.